Finally, sister, you have come to join me with the ranks of Cobra to take on GI Joe. Now we just need to get the rest of the Dreadnoks. Hi, welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the GI Joe Classified Zarana. Now, I know we've been waiting for this one. If you've been following the channel, you saw my Crimson Guard video that I did about 2 months ago. For some odd reason, BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store, they got a shipment of them, and I was one of the lucky ones to get it. No, I'm not a paid shill. I just was lucky. But finally, these ones have started shipping from Amazon, from Pulse, from BBTS, and from GameStop, and from everywhere else seem to be getting them. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this. I will drop a link to the Amazon affiliate for this. But before we get started, you know the drill. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and definitely hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a GI Joe video or any other type of content. So anyway, quickly, we are coming to the end of the plastic packaging, and we're soon going to have the windowless. And even though I am an opener, and even though I'm not completely destroyed like some people, I will miss this. So there is the artwork on it. The artwork doesn't look bad. I just don't think it fits. It's very kiddish. Here we have our Zarana, and we are going to compare. I forgot to mention, we will definitely be comparing her to the O-ring and see how much it actually is like the O-ring. So here's Zarana. She has her very classic punk look. She has her other wig slash toupee. She has her backpack. She has her new modified gun. It's not just a spinning little blade. I like, from what I've seen so far, what they did with that. A knife that I remember how Lenny talked about, that it's supposed to be like a hot blade. They just kind of came up with some idea because no one really knew what was in the backpack. And there we have the magazine. She's got another knife. So anyway, she is number 48. Here is the crappy file card. Again, I don't know what to really say about that. It's garbage. And here we have the montage, which we will be losing for the new style of just what the figure looks like, how tall the figure is, and other things like that. So anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's open her up. Let's compare her. Let's review her and see if this is a good figure and if it's worth your money. All right, so now we have Zarana out of her plastic prison. And the first thing that I noticed is that there's a Cobra symbol behind it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't want to walk down into my basement and take a look and see. But I thought Zartan had the Dreadnought logo on the back. If he does, which I think he did, this is where you missed out. She should definitely have a Dreadnought logo behind her, not the Cobra logo. So anyway, as you can see, I have Zarana next to Zarana. So here's the O-ring. If many of you don't realize, many of these O-ring figures, especially some of them that are worn down, beat up, they are my original ones from when I was a childhood. When I was a childhood. What is that? When I was a child. So anyway, here she is. We stand her up, and ooh, she falls down right off the bat. But again, I didn't even try and pose her. So quickly, this is how she would look bald. If you wanted her bald, really wouldn't work. But she kind of looks like, what was that? What's that AI show on HBO? I forget the name of it. So quickly, well, let's look at her articulation. We will zoom in. Oof. Boy, oh boy. This might be the first figure that I really worry about standing, maybe. Oh, so anyway. Zoom out. So T-pose is going to be difficult because of her shoulder covers, shoulder guards. She seems very soft. Very soft. I can feel that. She does have a bicep swivel, pinless double elbows. No issues, have not heated her up. Wrist swivel. Let's see here. They do move in and out. No problems there. Thigh swivel, which moves fairly easy. She is, again, very, just kind of soft. Nice double knee pinless. She's got the spurs, which I know people complained about, but we'll talk about that in a minute. um, let's see, her Jean-Claude Van Damme looks pretty good. She has a boot cut, no issues. As we can see, she does have the ankle rocker. So let's try that. I was trying to get all technical and kind of angled the camera down. Her head moves, a good range of motion there. Looks up side to side. So 2 pieces of hair. Here's one. Pop that on and see how she looks. I am definitely fearing that she's not going to stand properly, which would be really the first with my classified. I know everyone else seems to have an issue, but I don't. All right, here we go. So there she is. She is standing. There's her second head, her second hair. It has this different look down the middle, which is supposed to be more like this here. So I can pop this off, and this looks way more like what I kind of remember, even from the cartoon. But I'm not sure if I really like it like that. I think I'm gonna probably use this hair. All right, so give me a second. Okay, so hair is on. Like I said, I think this is the one that I'm gonna go with rather than this one. People have already made comments of what that looks like, and you can't unsee it once you see it. Although this looks, if I remember correctly, this looks more like the alternate head, not this one. But again, this is what it's actually supposed to be reminiscent of, but parting it right down the middle. Although this one is parted, just not the same. So what we will do is kind of quickly show you here. She obviously has some dye in it. I love the way that it looks here. I think it looks really cool. You know, it's not just pink hair. It has this like blonde through it, and then it has this purple or is it orange. Again, really nice looking, nice sculpt to be honest. But we're gonna pop this one on because I believe this is supposed to look more like the classic look. All right, so quickly we will take a look at the weapons, see what she comes with. We'll compare them. So she comes with a knife, doesn't look bad. Obviously a little bit of paint app, so it's not a generic black knife. She has her weapon, which I would have to say this is a made up weapon, but it does have this blade on the front, and it is, you know, it has a nice little silver blade to it. A little crooked it seems. It actually seems like that would be the mold, but that's supposed to be reminiscent of her weapon. They obviously made changes, and I like how they made changes, to be honest with it. And there's the magazine for it. Then we have her piping hot red blade, which goes in her backpack. So how it's supposed to go, it goes like that. So all right, so let's take a look at this stuff. And so we'll start with comparing the weapon. So her weapon is kind of like this, I don't know, is it a weed whacker on a gun? It's hard to say exactly what it is. So they did a nice update to it where they kept a blade. It's not the exact same blade, but they put it on top of, I'm sorry, underneath an actual assault rifle, which is nice because it gives you some sort of different look. Now she actually has a weapon, and she's going to have her blade or her spinning blade underneath it. It looks really nice. I actually do like the way that it looks. So you could just take this off, and it would look like a really nice weapon in the classified line. I showed you. It does have a removable magazine, and it is notched, so it only goes in one way. But details real nice on it. The only place there's any paint apps is on the circular blade of it. Then we get to the backpack. So this is where sometimes I apologize for how we're doing this stuff. So this was one of the things that they had discussed, and no one really ever knew what this was on the original. The more that I look at it, the more it looks like a female adult toy. I think most of you will know which one I'm talking about. So they said they wanted to, take the backpack, which if you look at the backpack, they obviously didn't do all red, which I'm perfectly fine with. The red really stuck out, maybe a little too much. It's got pouches on the side. But because no one knew what this was, I always thought of it as some sort of like laser cannon, kind of like Boba Fett. All right, and even the pouches on the bottom. So Lenny made it so it's futuristic in some ways, and pretty much said that it is a blade, and the reason why it's red is because it's heated up. So this thing is supposed to go in her back, and then it heats up when she wants it to, and then when she removes it, she can cauterize stuff or cut through stuff. I think just trying to add to it's like, hey, you know what? We have this here. We can do something with it. Same way that they took this and said, hey, you know what? Why would she just have a spinning blade? She needs some sort of weapon to fire with, but she's a dreadnought. She needs something like this. So I like what they've done with both of these. So now let's take a look at the figures and compare the two. Let's see how close of a job they did to remaking Zarana. Now, people gripe about it. Some people like it. Some people don't. I like that I like there to be a little bit more new stuff, but I do like the classic designs. So, right to begin with, right off the bat, I got to do a shirt right off the bat, Punk with Toys. He talked about how they didn't want to do the shirt, and as you can see, she's showing a little skin. Her nipple would be popping out right here. But they took it and they made it some sort of like old style punk jacket. And if you look here, the shirt is kind of draped over, and the jacket is the same way, but they put some uh, like studs on it. I like that. Trying to get this in the right spot is absolutely killing me, which should be killing you guys. So it has the shoulder strap, which I think they did a really nice job. This one has an actual buckle the same way as this. I like that the silver is outlined, so that looks really nice. She has the well-known earrings, so those are there. They look nice. Her face looks really good. I mean, she looks like she's mad, like she's angry. And I'm not a big fan of this hair. I like the other one more. But this really gives you a classic style. And so when you compare the two, as you can see, this hair is actually supposed to be down the middle. And it is made so it sticks up the exact same. So I gotta say, I like what they did. I think they did a good job. She has the half shirt, the midriff, as you would call it. But look, even on the back, she has a buckle right there and has a buckle right there. And then you have the shoulder guards, and they got the scales right across it. I think that looks good. She has the gloves. They go up all the way. Now they made this go past her elbow, which I'm perfectly fine with. I mean, you think she wants something covering, considering she's letting that six-pack show. But then again, if my six-pack looked that good, I'd show it off too. They didn't give her full gloves, nor are they red. They're brown. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think it looks good. Here she has a knife. That's going to go onto the side. So we look at the side of her here. She has a chain that goes across here. They put it on here. The belt Has a nice little belt buckle on it. I think it looks good. I like that they're jeans rather than just spandex. And I like how they are actually torn and she's wearing the spandex underneath it. Yes, the same way as the side. You know, again, this here goes to me like closely looking at my O-ring figures, not realizing how close, like some of the details. I never really noticed that this was like a jean with a pink spandex underneath it. They did the rip on this one. The jeans obviously look much better here, but they just kind of ripped them on both sides. Gave her the knife on the side. Again, I love that type of attention to detail. Then you get down to the boots. I always loved characters that had the knee pad that stuck out, and she has a knee pad that sticks out. I absolutely love that. It also covers the knee, which I think is nice. When you look at it here, try not to get in the way here. The boot goes down the way that it's supposed to, or the way that it did. I mean, even down to where this is kind of like tapered in, they did it here. It sticks up. It has a very similar design. Then as it goes down, rather than doing a pink or red, they did brown. And then the complaint that people had that she had these spurs. Well, guess what? She had the spurs and the heels on the original. So this was a complaint and a gripe, and no one seemed to remember that she had this on the original. Maybe because they're blue, I believe. Or maybe they were black all at one time, and the actual plastic is blue. Maybe someone can correct me there. But even the back of the boots, you can see how this Zarana is a little loose. It's over the years of being played with. But even the back, I like the change of the color. I think it does look better. So as you can see, this is a really nice modern rendition of our O-ring. I'm not going to have too many complaints about it, to be honest. As long as she can stand, and if she can't, that will definitely be something that's kind of disappointing. The female figures, in my opinion, have had a few issues because they don't have a big, huge footprint. Also, when you kind of give them the boots where, and this goes for any figure here, when you look here, when it sticks up like that, you've lost all that actual extra space. She's pretty much sitting on that heel of hers, which can make some issues there. So if we suit her up, I'll throw on her backpack here. I'm gonna throw on this other. So I think this hair looks just that much better. I mean, if you want, you can actually take the original Zarana's weapon and put it on her. And since no one really knows what it is, it kind of fits. It looks a little small, but hell, since you don't know what it is, doesn't matter. The handle is big enough to fit. But she does have her trigger finger. So we're going to pop this thing in here. And we shouldn't have too much of an issue getting that finger in there. I think this figure looks absolutely awesome. So get the finger in here. Take a second. Hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button. So there we go. You can take a look at her. Here you can see this is something that I would assume that she's going to grab, and it's going to control the saw that's up in the front. It's kind of hard to fit in there, but maybe if you drop the magazine, it would fit easier. But I'm never, who knows? I mean, I might do some designs where she's cutting into something. You know, cutting through a fence. I don't have any fences. I need to order some. All right, so she stands. Not a problem. We'll see how good. Look at that. Wow, not even a stand. So many of these people tell me that Classified and Star Wars, Black Series, and Marvel Legends, they just fall over, man. They just, like, you walk by them and they just fall over. But, you know, I got Zartan and I got Crimson Guard. They're just sitting over there just chilling out, man. They're not falling over. Crazy how that is. So anyway, that's the review of the figure. Let's wrap it up. Okay, so there you have it. That is Zarana. I always liked Zarana. I always like Zanzibar more, to be honest. Or Zanzibar. Who the hell is Zanzibar? Someone's going to tell me who Zanzibar is. I always like Xandar more. I don't know why. And I know people seem to hate him. Anyway, Zarana looks really awesome. I like that you can have different hair, which is cool because there's multiple Zartans. So maybe you want to put, you're going to pick up 2 of these. You're going to throw a different hair on her to go with a different Zartan. So I think that would actually be pretty cool. I think it would actually be pretty cool if they did a Xandar. Man, you know what? I can't. Oh, these Zanzibar. Honestly, someone's gonna correct me. Talk about having a complete brain fart. I'm gonna look this up as soon as I get done with this. The fact that I cannot think of. Anyway, it'd be cool if they had a set where they all changed colors. We already have Zartan, so I guess we don't need a 3-pack. Because I don't need another Zartan. I already got a third one coming. So anyway, I'm holding this like, hey guys, keep looking, look. Anyway, nice figure. It's nice getting more females into the line. It's gonna be nice getting this wave 3 of Valaverse to put in with the Joe line with female. So as of right now, we got Zarana, Baroness, Lady J, and Scarlet. Multiple Scarlets, multiple Lady J's, multiple Baroness, only one Zarana. We're gonna have Cover Girl, the female, his tactician. Some of us will. I will. The female Cobra Troopers. You know we're gonna get a female. I mean, we gotta get some female Crimson Guard. They're gonna use the hell out of that female mold, and you know what? For an army builder, give me more. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. You know the deal. The social media. This is a Punk with Toys on Instagram and Twitter. If you jump on Twitter, follow me, whatever it is. If you respond, man, I'm sorry. If you make a comment, you want me to respond. I don't understand Twitter. I just use it to push it out. Push out when I do videos. Instagram, I almost always respond. I'm always on Instagram. As a matter of fact, I'm on a Punk with Toys more than I'm on my personal one. Because I really don't post any skateboarding anymore, and I don't really post too much of personal stuff. So some of you know that, and believe me, if you follow back some of the old videos, you'll find out who it is. Hey, look, me rambling. Oh, go figure. Shocker, right? Facebook, Punks with Toy. Because once you join your Punk with Toy, I'll have this video up there soon. Again, last thing, the call to action is subscribe, like, bell notification, all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Have a wonderful day and watch this video.